Greetings, Internet, and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This will be episode 5 of my playthrough of Enemy Action Ardennes. Yeah, I sort of remember what game I'm playing. Um, Doing Allied Solo, and we're going to be doing the fourth impulse for me and for the Germans as well. We're doing one impulse per episode, and then we had a starting episode 2. Uh, And it's been a bit of a grind, to be fair. For my part, it's been okay. You know, what card I'm roughly going to play. But if we go and working out what the solo bot's going to do, that's where the rules grind comes in. And to be fair, I've read the rules twice, and it's okay reading rules, but until you actually have to apply it on the map, and there's so many procedural things you've got to check, it slows it down. And I should imagine once you know this game inside out, backside first, upside down, it will flow quite nicely. But that learning curve is, it's steep. Um, However, hopefully with this video, it helps me, and hopefully it'll help you guys if you haven't got this to the table. I'd say it's worth it, what I've seen so far. It's presenting me with problems and conundrums that I've got to solve, especially when I've only got a limited hand, and especially as this scenario is only the first turn. Literally, that's it. It's one turn only. Um, I was going to be playing the full game as the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge has occurred. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to play the whole game. I mean, this has taken me longer than I thought it would. But I do want to get to the game to the table, so it might be I will start the full campaign and then do like I've been doing with my Into the Woods, sort of do one video every 5 days or so, once I've got the initial start done during the Battle of the Bulge period. So overall, I do want to commit the time to this, and eventually I'd like to play the Germans solo bot too, but I chose the Allied, which is apparently the hardest one, of course. And yeah, if you could like the video, that'd be appreciated because it shows me that, it has intrigued you or interested you. Um, don't necessarily have to like it until you get to the end if you get to the end, but, it does help the channel and it lets me know that my efforts have been appreciated by you guys. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And, of course, comments, positive, negative, and rules orientated are all appreciated and will be responded to accordingly. Let's go to the map. Let's have a look what's going on. Okay, a brief synopsis of the prior impulses. The game starts with the Germans having already completed their first impulse, and then it was over to me to do something, and I played a card over at the top here, allowing me to pull back some units. Well, I pulled back one unit, I think it was this unit I pulled back. Then the Germans went and they achieved some movement over here, getting through, as you can see. Then I had to go and I brought some reinforcements in. And then the Germans had to go. What did they do? Oh, yeah, they did some attacks down. A failed attack down here. And then on my third impulse, I built some roadblocks. Slow these boys down because there was little or nothing stopping them to drive on Honfleur. And in their impulse, they decided to go, ha ha, and move these guys forward. This guy here pressing towards over, say this and whatever that sounds called, Viola Salim. And they took out one unit here, completely wiped out 106 division, was it? 106 division, yeah. Which is a green division and completely wiped out a regiment. So that brings us now to my fourth impulse. And let us see what cards I've got. Allied hand. There we go. So there's um well, it looks like I've got options, but these are my final 4 cards. I've got nothing left in the draw pile. So what to do? Um Looking at the situation as I'm being presented, um now the Germans are currently on, I think it's 2 VP. Yeah, there's a VP. Yeah, they're on 2 VP. But if they take out another one of my units, that will take them to 3 VP because for every 2 allied units eliminated is another VP. So those two being accounted for, one more here, and that'll take them into 3 VP. They need 6 to win the game. Now they currently have 5 cards left, which is working out at about 2, maybe 3 cards per impulse. So we're looking probably 2 more German impulses until the end of this 16th of December turn, which would end this particular scenario because the scenario is only 1 turn long. I've got, as you've sort of seen, 4 cards, so I could play at least 2 impulses, maybe 3. The thing is, once the German impulses are finished, I get the final impulse and then that's it. I don't keep going until I run out of cards. No, the German amount of German impulses determines effectively the length of the turn. So they got 2. They are threatening that one, which is another 2 VP, that one, which is 2 VP, and every town that even is not marked with a VP is worth a VP in this particular scenario. So Wiltz is worth a VP. Hoffen, that one is worth a VP. So they've got plenty of VP potential. It all depends on the cards that they have coming up. There's a VP and there's a VP. So they're all around there. So it's squeaky bum time and we've got to work out a plan. So last time I built these roadblocks to slow down any German push to Bastogne, not sure where the second Panzer division is going to head, because that'll be again determined if the card actually comes out for that particular corps, which is the XL, X before L, so that's 40, 45, 47th corps. I just wish they'd written 47 corps. I get Roman numerals, but it doesn't flow quickly unless you're an absolute expert in them, I suppose. But yeah, that's the situation. So what card to actually play? I haven't got enough units yet really on the board to get maximum out of these cards, to be honest. Now, like, deploy all core reserves. Okay, sounds good until you look at the reserve box. And for them, I've got none in reserve, so no help there. This one here, Ally Special Alert, could be useful. I'll go through that in a minute. Deploy all core reserve. Deploy 1 unit. Yeah. Okay. Or activate all units in the core. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units in that core. So that is actually the largest core I've got and could move. But even that isn't great because my units can only move in this turn 1 hex. Yeah, it's not great, is it? So even if I want to move, sorry, I'll rephrase that. My infantry units can only move 1 hex. So even if I want to move this unit here into there, well, he can't do it to start with because he can't move from a zone of control to another zone of control. So I could move him to there. That's not really helping because what I wanted him to do is actually move this mechanized unit. He could move 6 movement points. Yay! But he can't because I can't put anything else into that town to bolster its defense. So even that core card with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units ain't helping much. Okay, so I'm going to be playing this card here, right? And I'm going to choose the event on it, which has got the date 16th, 18th, so that's perfectly playable. And I'm going to play the event Raise the Alarm. And that is move any one unit its full movement allowance using strategic movement, if eligible, or Deploy one unit from the reserve box, deploying the unit normally or as a strategic reserve, even if not so designated. So that allows me to move. So let me just move that out of the way. Any one unit using strategic movement. So for example, I could move this unit here and get him down to St. Vith or whatever that town's called. Let me zoom in. It's bugging me. I don't know. Vielsalm or St. Vith. So I can get one of those units. Or, as I said, I could bring a unit from the strategic reserve, from the reserve units and bring it straight onto the map as a strategic reserve. So if I bring it as a strategic reserve, it can't go within 5 hexes of a German unit. So that's not really helping. Bring it as a normal reserve, that means it's got to go close to its designation. So if I bring on that unit from the reserve here, he would have to be deployed somewhere in and around where these guys are. If I was bringing on a strategic reserve, he could be brought anywhere sort of back here, but that's not helping the situation which I've got, which is here. I want something into those two. So it looks like, well, as I said, I'm going to play that card. So let me just bring that onto the map shot. I'm playing it. All right, there it goes. And I'm using the event. So I can use any of these little ones with the arrow on it. In fact, I can use the one with the A there because it's the allied turn. So I could place any of those within date restrictions. So that little arrow can only be used between the 20th and the 29th. We're in the 16th. That little arrow there is 19th to the 29th, so I can't use that one. So I can only use that one there, raise the alarm as an event. I could have activated the core units. I think there was one unit of that particular core, which is that one there, 106, because the other one has got slaughtered. So, oh, good one. What's this unit? Oh, good one there. Oh, 106 there. Well, they were deployed forward, weren't they? Do I want to get him out of dodge? Well, he can't go from his zone of control to his zone of control, can he? So he can't move from there to there, and he can't move from there to there. So he can't move. So, nah. All right, fair enough. I'll carry on moving the reserves. Strategical movement. Which unit to move? I think it's going to be, well, if it's going to be that one, he can move up to 3 times his movement allowance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's only got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can definitely get him into St. Vith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could and we could get into Real Salam. Where will that armor go if he moves again? Not sure. I think that's the place we need to defend more than that one. We can fall back on that one if necessary. Okay, so raise the alarm. Move any one unit its full movement allowance using strategic movement if eligible. The strategic movement is, as I say, I think it's 3 times, as long as it doesn't go into the unit must move through hexes connected by only hexes connected by roads. The unit may not move adjacent to an enemy unit, even if that unit exerts no control. The unit may not enter a German town, may not cross a German bridge, may not pass go and collect £200. Okay. So if we move this one, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get there. But then we're leaving that town exposed. This German unit can't move from a zone of control to another zone of control. So he can't go from there to there, but he could go from there to there to there to there. I can't defend it all. There's no other way to get into that hex unless if I do that unit. Or if we do this unit, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He just can't quite get there. Is there another route? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's even further. It's got to stay on road. So move this one and we expose whatever that town's called. Bullingen. Or move that one and we don't leave any town exposed, but then it's Villisham that is suddenly looking very empty. But then again, I might get something else that allows me to block that, can't I? So, okay, let's do that then. So, oh, Core has got a reserve unit. No, it hasn't. No, it ain't. All right. So, activating this unit, as in raising the alarm, and they've been instructed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to hold that town there. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is my activations, or well, my activation done. And as I've got no cards to draw, that is all I can do. I'm down to 3 cards. Right, the Germans draw 2. 1, 2. Right, none of these have the word prime on them. Command 1, both got command 1, therefore it's the lowest numbered, so that goes in. It is the lowest numbered, isn't it? I know I did this the last impulse. I just better double check. Yeah, lower ID. Think you get the flow and then you don't. Right, okay. Now, first of all, we're now got to check, because that's the next step. Um, if the supporting card shows a command event, is there a command event in here? No, no, no. There's no event word there, so there's no command event. Right, so this is the command card. 6th Panzer Army. All right, let me just get to the actual cards in my physical hand. I do like having the physical cards in the hands. It doesn't make it any easier to read. I can read that, but it means I can read them with the map showing. Yes, I've got 2 screens. I could put this on my lower screen, but the screen's all disappeared there. Don't faff around. Yes, I could move this to my lower screen, and then look at it that way. But I just like holding the cards in my hand. Sue me. Okay, so we know it's the 6th Panzer Army is the card that we're looking at, and it's the first SS Panzer Corps, which is these boys here, which is making me feel good that I didn't pull him out of a position. Right. So 6th Panzer Army, they haven't got their um, army objective marker on the board yet, so that's probably the first thing we've got to determine. Wow, 6th Panzer Army. First SS Panzer Corps, it's a big corps. Okay. First SS Panzer Division with 3 units, and 12th SS Panzer Division with 3 units. Right, okay. Okay, so as they haven't got the army objective marker on, I've got to roll for it. And it's a 6th Panzer Army. So 1 to 6, it's Malmedy. 7 to 9, it's Hex 0408. And on a 10, it's St. Vith. 3, we're looking at Malmedy. So let me get the actual marker. Combat hits, counters, there we go. Okay, there we go. It's placed. Initial objective marker done. And then we've got to move the units. And as I say, there's a lot of units to work out. So let's have a look. Can we zoom in a little bit? There they all are. 1, 2. Well, that's the 3rd Fellstrom Jaeger. Is that part of this? Where's it? So it says on here, 1st SS Panzer Corps, 1st SS Panzer Division, and 12th SS Panzer Division. So does that mean the 3rd Fallschirmjäger, the 3F there, don't actually activate? It's 12th Volksgrenadiers doesn't activate either. Ah, 12th SS, there's 3 units of 12th SS. And so it's interesting. Is this a divisional card or a corps card? Yeah, I'm still familiarizing myself with the different types of cards. Okay, so this is a divisional card, and the first thing that occurs on here, it says activates 1st SS Panzer and 12th SS Panzer. So the 3rd Fallschirmjäger and these, by the looks of it, core units, well, there's a core unit there, aren't deployed. So I better move the ones that are on the top of that. 1st SS, he is. I wish I could incline. Can I incline? No. Thought there might be a way to place marker. No, to actually show which units are activated and which aren't. So 2 in that hex from the 1st SS Panzer Division. The core unit isn't. 12th SS, that's those 3 units in that hex are activated. 12th Volksgrenadier are not. The 150th Brigade here is not. And 1st SS Peiper is, because he's part of the 1st SS Panzer Division. So it's 6 units that are activated. Well, that's a relief. It's not, at least not a core card, which would have activated the whole core. Right. Okay. Got there. In the end. Right. Okay. So next we have what movement procedures they actually follow. Okay. So we're actually starting with Peiper, 1st SS Panzer Corps, 1st SS Panzer Division. And he's going to be moving under what is called movement method 2, move to a hex closer to unit's army objective and adjacent to an allied VP hex. So he's got 6 movement points. He can't move directly from this hex to this hex. He can go there for 2. So he's moving away from that and then move into there for another, I think it's another 2 broken yet. So that's 4 movement points. That gets him move to a hex closer to army unit's objective. So he has moved closer to this, and he's moved adjacent to a VP location, which is this Allied VP hex, because it's VP hex because of the special rules in place for this scenario. So he's there. Okay, that's him done. This unit's not moving. He's not part of the units that can move. We're now looking at unit 2 there. So I'm going to go back through all these options. We're still in option method 2. These units I've checked. I'm checking these in ascending order. So in unit 1, unit 2 and 3, they can't move with that, but units 4, 5 and 6 can, because this is also a victory location. There's a town there which is worth 1 VP, and it's closer to that hex there. So those 3 units on 12th SS Panzer Division, they approach there, look like they're going to start giving these a bit of a hard time. Okay. So these 2 units can't move. They're the last 2 remaining units can't use method 2. The remaining 2 units of 1st SS Panzer Division, they move 1, 2, 3, 4, and follow movement procedure 11, which is move closer to army objective, which is there, and potentially get a 3-to-1 attack going on that unit there. So that's it. That's the 6 units moved. That was quicker than before. Okay, so we now got to do the German to see if they attack check. And again, we start in ascending order. So we start at the lowest units. We're looking at here. And we've got to check to see if it'll attack here or here. It's more likely to attack this one because you've got lots of buddies sitting there going, "I'll join you." But you never know. All right, because he is outnumbering this unit already by himself, 2-1. He's a strong unit, isn't he? Okay. So we've got to make sure, but at 2-1, uh, he's going to get defense of adjacent supplied allied unit. He is. So he's going to knock that down to probably a 1-1. This is the more likely attack. So it's the one that we actually go through. We calculate the situational strength for both of them. But against this boy here, we have got another. And it's only the active units. The unit number 11 there doesn't join in yet. You never know. So we've got 10, 16 attacking 3. Any chance of improving that? Right. So the Allied defense. No attack across the river, is there? No. Is there any? There's no towns there, right? In forest, no. In improved position +1, so that takes his situational strength to 4. He's adjacent to a supplied allied unit. This, so it's 5. However, it is clear terrain. So, no, it's not. That's brush. It stays at 5. Unsupplied or dispersed? No. So it's 5. So there was 16, wasn't it? 10, 16. So it's 3-1. Okay. So we have to roll on the table again that I've done before because it's between 1-1 and 4-1. Modifiers 16th of December -1. Any attacking units elite? One of the 2 of them are -2. Activated by an army or army group card? No. Supporting card shows applicable combat tactic. Assault coordination is applicable, so it's -3. Low is good. They rolled a 4, becomes a 1. That attack is going in on that improved position. And that's what we'll resolve now before we progress any further. So the next thing we've actually got to do is draw a, I should make sure I do this correctly. It's remembering which card to actually use. I'd say there are two four-sided cards. Right. Okay. Draw 1 German card. Less overwhelming attack. Apply the card's combat tactics. So that's what I've got to do now. German card deck. Let's have a look. Right. We draw from here. Combat engineers. Oh, we brought the Germans. The Germans have brought some engineers. That's a bit rude, isn't it? And engineers. Add 1 to the attacker's combat strength. In addition, remove an IP marker from the defender's hex prior to resolving combat. Absolutely rude. The defender may not play combat tactics to build an IP from this combat. Oh dear. If they're going to go in, they're going to go in full, aren't they? So, combat engineer, that's card number 38. That's and that's different to the actual card the Germans have on the support card, assault coordination. So both will apply. So let's put that in the discard pile. So it's gone. Right. And then that means that improved position is also gone. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Then the assault coordination means that all friendly units adjacent to the enemy unit participate in the attack, even if not activated. But unactivated units do not advance after combat. And if German, reduce the total hits incurred by the Germans by 1 hit. Bloody hell. It's going to be tough. Right. Okay, I'll get the option to add a combat card into this, and I'm going to. I can't play artillery Again, that's a limitation just for today, the 16th of December. The engineers I can't use because they're combat engineers. So, all right, so that leaves me one option, which is reinforced battle. So I bring my hand up, which is on this card here. So I'm actually going to play that. So let's put that there. And I'm going to reinforce with this unit into there. It didn't say anything about units being in zones of control that can't reinforce. So I did double check that. So play that in the discard pile. So E be gone. Leave me two units, actually two cards for the rest of the game. Not great, but there we go. Now the reinforced battle. The German side, right. Select one active or inactive stack that did not move or attack in the current activation that could reach the combat in a single movement action to participate in the combat. Obey stacking limits. The unit stacks moves into the hex with the defending units. The total reinforced strength may not exceed the defending strength already in the hex. Okay, so that is in a broken that costs one movement point. Now, I can't technically go from there to there because it's moving from zone of control to zone of control, but I can go one, move it, leaving the zone of control, two, into there for three. Okay, I can't see any reason why that can't be done, and if any of you guys who are watching can, let me know. But that's what we're doing. I know that is leaving Bullingdon exposed, but hopefully we can be able to withdraw or retreat or something like that into that hex, stopping the SS gaining it. Learning curve. Right. So what's next? Draw combat chits. Yay. I actually do like drawing these combat chits. I think it's quite fun. Rather than just looking at a combat results table and rolling a die. So, combat chits. Now, let's calculate the odds of the attack now. So it's 6 from that hex. 5 plus 5 is 10. That's 16. And that other unit, due to the attack coordination, assault coordination played by the Germans, allows them to join in. So that's 10, 12. That's 18 to 6. So it's bang on the 3 to 1. Bang on 3 to 1. Okay. So the combat engineers, do they give them anything else? Add one to the attacker's combat strength. So, okay, so it takes them to, it doesn't change the odds. In addition, remove the IP marker. We've done that. And the defender may not play combat tactics. So that's done that. And then the assault coordination. All friendly units adjacent to the enemy unit participate in the attack. Done that, even if not activated, but unactivated do not advance. And if German, reduce the total hits incurred by the Germans by 1. Okay, so they'll get one less hit. Right, so that's it. It's a 3 to 1 attack. How many chits are drawn? Right, yeah. So there's 4, minimum of 4, but the Germans go for maximum anyway. And the maximum, the number of chits drawn is equal to drawing chits. Right, maximum chit draw equal to the number of attacking units with non-bracketed combat strength. So there are 4 attacking units. For each combat tactic played by the attacker, so it's +2, so it takes it to 6. Attacking units include 1 or more elite units, 7. If each attacking unit with For each attacking unit with 3 or 4 steps, 8. So it's only 8. Defender out of supply? No. Defender isolated? No. So it looks like 8. So let's just count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combat tactics 5, 6. Attacking units include 1 or more elite units, 7. And one unit's got 3 or more steps, 8. 8 chits. Right. Let's bring this up. Do like to see the combat as well. There we go. All right, 8 chits. Boom. Now this is occurring in a broken hex. Yeah, broken. So that doesn't apply. Flip it. Clear. It's not clear. So that's Woods, Forest, City. Now, I'm just going to show something here because I think I'm also going to put that to 8 to remind me that there are 8 chits to be drawn. Um, I'm assuming those two little bits of twigs there do not make that a forest hex. A forest hex it does not make, in my mind. Again, if I'm incorrect, let me know in the comments. All right. So oh, I lost my chits. All right, so let's put that over here. Okay. So that chit, nothing. Second chit, only attacker armor. It is only attacker armor. Only defender armor, no. So that's chit number 2. Chit number 3. LP crossfire. Disperse unsupplied. What is LP crossfire? You're always going to get something that puts some spanners in the works, haven't you, to slow it down? Well, that's not LP, that's actually IP. And as there's no improved position, that's gone. So that's third chit. I'm going to keep a track of these using another D10. So we've drawn 3 out of 8. Chit number 4. Disperse or unsupplied? No. Defender adjacent. Defender adjacent. Applies if the defender is adjacent to a non-dispersed unit in supply and friendly to the defender and which has not yet been attacked in the current impulse. Then that is correct. We do have defender adjacent, which from them units. So that does apply. So that's the 4th chit out of 8. Both sides losing 1 step at the present moment. 5th chit. Attacker green, no. Flip. Attacker elite, yes. So that's the 5th chit out of 8. And yeah, that definitely applies. The 6th chit. Is the attack greater than 3 to 1? Equal to or greater than 3 to 1? It is. So the 6th chit, so that one does apply. 7th chit. Attacker elite. He is. Attacker green. No. Okay. That's the 7th chit. And then the last one. Attack equal to or greater than 8 to 1? No. Attacker equal to or greater than 4 to 1? No. No, it's only 3 to 1, wasn't it? Yes. So that's the losses. 1 to the attacker, which because of that one of their combat events doesn't occur. So it's actually 4 hits to the defender. That's good. All right, so they can retreat 2 hexes, which will disperse them. That will fulfill 2 hits. 1, 2. They've got to go there before they can go there. So they can go there. Right. That's 2 hits, so that'll disperse them. Just going to double check, can they? I assume they've got to stay together. Let me just, don't make assumptions. Check. Okay, yeah, they've got to stick together. And when they retreat, as a taking hits, that takes 2 hits. After counting each side's total hits by each hit, right. The first hit incurred by attacking it, right. We'll do the attacker in a minute. In fact, they're not going to take any hits, do they? Signing hits to no. Right. Apply an allied step loss to a unit of your choice. Okay, so we've used up 2 of those hits by retreating, and then we've got 2 more hits to take. I don't really want to eliminate units, so we will take 1 off each unit. Increase, decrease a step. Nasty. All right, so that's my 4 hits applied. Now we have the German advance. Hmm. Where are they going? Right, advance. So there is a 2-hex advance. Defending units retreat to 2 hexes or are eliminated. Attacking mechanized, these are slightly mechanized, may advance 2 hexes as long as stacking limits are met when the advance is completed. The first hex entered in the advance must be the attacked hex. The second hex entered in the advance may be any hex adjacent to the attacked hex. However, when deviating from the path of retreat, the advancing units may not move directly from one enemy-controlled hex to another, may not cross an unbridged river, and may not enter a forest hex unless entering along a road. Okay, so German advance after combat. Let's see what the automator says. Victorious attacking German units advance 1 unit at a time in ascending numerical order. So we start with this bad boy here. For each unit eligible to advance, checks the movement arrows in the unit's hex. Determine if its advance would be into a hex in the primary forward direction, secondary forward direction, closer to the unit's army objective, or some other direction. Right. So Will Peiper, essentially, let's have a look at the hex. His arrows are there and there going forward. So going into that hex is not going in the right direction as far as Mr. Peiper is concerned. Okay. So looking, I've got a little chart here. So is it primary or secondary forward route, or across a river, or into VP hex, or enable supply? Neither of those apply. It says into a town or closer to any armory objective. He's four away from 1, 2, 3, 4. There would be 1, 2, 3. So he actually doesn't advance into there. He sniffs at it and says nope. Okay. Unit number 2, which is there. Okay, let's have a look at his arrow. So his primary arrow is going, I'll tell you what, let's review those guys again. Is going there, and his secondary arrow is going there. Or am I just confusing them? Yeah. Hold on, bring the units back. Yeah. So there and there. So primarily he wants to go into that hex. Secondarily, he wants to go into that hex. That's where the combat occurred. So it says primary or secondary forward route. Number of advancing Germans already in hex is none. So he will advance into there. Okay. Now, do we do 1 hex at a time? For each unit able to advance, checks the movement arrows in the units per hex to determine if it advance will it move into a hex in the primary forward, blah, 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 blah. Consult the following table, cross-reference. Roll the die to the right. Okay, advance. Okay, I better double check this. I don't want to read all the whole rules out. Okay, so now we've got to check the second unit that can advance there, which is the first SS again, in that same hex. And because there's already 1 unit in that hex now, on a 1 to 6 he advances. He does advance as well. This unit that was involved in the attack cannot advance. It's only units that were activated. So those are the 2. Now we check these hexes to see if they advance again. So 2x advance. So the first one, following the primary. So let's have a look at it. See, so the primary arrow is going into this hex here, into Bullingdon. Okay, primary or secondary forward route. He definitely, number 2, he does advance into there. Was it such a good idea now to bring that other unit into the combat? I don't know. Don't know, but that gives them another VP. Yeah, I'm marking it just to remind me. So let's look at the calendar. That takes the Germans to 3 VP. There we go, 3 VP. What does he do now? Okay, so that's the primary advance hex. 1 to 6, he will advance into there. And he does. Now, I just want to check something. Because them being there, well, they're still so suppose technically surrounded, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. Right, so that concludes that combat. You've still got to check to see if this is going to be a combat as well. Okay, so we need to determine if this attack goes in. So there is 5 defending and 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 attacking. So provisionally, 2 to 1. 13 to 5, yeah, 2 to 1. Or 2.5 to 1. Now, they're defending in woods, so no improved position adjacent to, so no longer adjacent to a supplied element, clear terrain. No, so there's no additional checks on the allied defense. So it's 2 to 1, or 2.5 to 1, I don't think it makes a difference, but anyway, 2 to 1. And we see that using the table, again, remember low is good. Modified 16th December, yes. Attacker includes any elite units. Apparently 12 SS are regular, not elite. Supporting card shows applicable combat type. The supporting card's gone. It's already the engineers were used by 1st SS Panzer Division. So there's only a -1 modifier. But low is good. 4 take 1's 3. Cancel attack if less than 1.5 to 1 or attacking from 1 hex. Oh, 4 becomes 3. They are attacking only from 1 hex. So the attack doesn't occur. Yeah, 3. Cancel attack if less than 1.5 to 1. It's not, it's 2 to 1. Or attacking from 1 hex. So if they were attacking from 2, that attack would go ahead. Interesting. Okay. I mean, me personally, if I was playing the Germans, I would have attacked there, but according to the German player decides no dice. I mean, they were that the 99th Division were in doo-doo. I just haven't missed anything. If I have, let me know. In case any other modifiers, -1. Attackers include elite and defender has no elite units. No. Attackers activated by army or group card. No supporting card. There is no supporting card. That's gone. You don't draw another supporting card. So, yeah, because the result of being 2 or defender in a non-VP town. Actually, I suppose cancel out of less than 3. Yeah, this table is actually a little bit swingy. All right, well, that's it. No further attack. Anything else that the Germans need to do? Oh, no, I suppose not. After completing command, discard command cards. Uh, yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's just bring that up to the top. That's now gone. They are literally left with 2 cards, which will be their last impulse next turn. So let's close that down, remove the move markers, and bring this back up to the top. Yeah, 12th SS not going in did surprise me. But there we go. Um, First SS used up that combat engineers, a valuable resource there. And I suppose that's what the number markers, the numbers on the actual combat unit reflect, that some units will take precedence over others. Peiper's definitely, well, he didn't advance either, did he? He helped and definitely smashed up those two allied units. Should I have spent that card doing the reinforcements? I don't know, because if I hadn't, if you'd gone by there, it'd been a 6-1 attack. And all right, the chits didn't really aid the Germans for odds calculation purposes, but I think the unit would have been wiped out, which would have been heading towards giving them another VP anyway. So swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Um, As I say, I do like the combat system. Uh, Instead of just looking at the combat results and drawing those chits, it actually creates a little bit of tension as you're doing it, rather than just rolling a dice and going, there we go, 3-1 attack, bomb, finished. Um, so yeah, quite interested in that. Let me know in your comments what you think of the combat system. Does it create that little bit of tension? You don't know what's going to be. Is it you're going to get the train advantage? Are you going to get the artillery advantage? All right, I haven't brought any artillery into effect, and neither are the Germans, but there could be. I noticed that some of the cards say air power, and that will come later, I presume, as the weather clears. So I'm not going to see that at the present moment. That'll be in the full game. But what I've seen so far has been very interesting. It's still in the balance. Now, the Germans, by the looks of it, because they're going to play two cards next time, we're going to get one more impulse. Um, so does that mean I get one more impulse and that's it? I'm going to check that before I move on. Um, Let me know in the comments as well. So that's it for this video. If you could like, if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And in the comments, let me know what you liked, if you did like it, and also let me know if you didn't like it and what I missed and what I could have done better. It all helps the channel, all helps me improve my gameplay, which will then improve it for everybody else out there. The other things that are on there, you can become a member of the channel if you wish. You could, so it's a bit more than subscribing, and it gives me a bit of money, which allows me eventually maybe to buy more games. Because it'll all be invested back into the channel on that one. You can give me a super thanks and such forth. Again, if you really appreciate what I do, it all helps the actual channel as well. So, and you can share it to other people. And do remember to do the ding. There's so much you can do for YouTube, isn't there? But the more you interact with me and my channel, the more it'll help other people find these videos. Because that sometimes seems to be the problem with the algorithm. You might be, you're here now because you're hearing me saying, but other people who might be fascinated by this current campaign have no idea because the algorithm doesn't give it to them. So help a fellow out. Someone who might not know about me doing these sort of things. If you do a share, great. If you're someone you know, or just by the same, making a comment, making a like, improves the chance of the algorithm going, saying, you know what, let's go and give it to him as an option. But then always remember though, play games, have fun. Bye, internet.